Woody Allen has worked with everyone: Scarlett Johansson, Kate Blanchett, Robert Downey Jr., Emma Stone. The list reads like a who's who of Hollywood royalty. But behind those neurotic one-liners and Oscar-winning performances lies a darker truth. Allen has quietly blacklisted 7 actors from his films, and the reasons will shock you. One of them he called impossible to direct. Another was banned after what Allen described as the most unprofessional behavior I've ever witnessed. And the number one spot, it's an actor so toxic that Allen walked off his own set rather than continue working with them. This isn't just Hollywood gossip. This is what happens when one of cinema's most prolific directors finally reaches his breaking point with the egos, tantrums, and chaos that nearly destroyed some of his most ambitious projects. Woody Allen doesn't just make movies, he manufactures them. 1 film per year, every year for over 5 decades. That kind of productivity requires precision, discipline, and actors who can deliver his rapid-fire dialogue without missing a beat. Allen's reputation as a director is built on efficiency. He shoots fast, edits faster, and expects his actors to arrive prepared and ready to work. His sets are legendary for their quiet professionalism and creative focus, but not every actor can handle the Allen method. Some need constant direction, others demand multiple takes for simple scenes, and a few become so disruptive that they earn permanent exile from Allen's tightly controlled creative universe. What you're about to discover reveals the hidden cost of Allen's legendary productivity and why some of Hollywood's biggest names will never appear in a Woody Allen film again. Number 7. Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum's jazz-influenced speaking style and improvisational energy.
It expands to new territories and it crashes through barriers painfully, maybe even dangerously, but, well, there it is.
Made him perfect for films like The Fly and Jurassic Park. But according to sources from Allen's 1990s productions, those same qualities made him a nightmare to direct. Allen's scripts are precisely crafted symphonies of neurotic dialogue. Every pause, every stutter, every verbal tick serves a specific comedic purpose. Goldblum's tendency to improvise and add his own flourishes disrupted that delicate balance. During pre-production meetings for what would have been Goldblum's Allen debut, sources report that Allen became increasingly frustrated with Goldblum's suggestions for improving the dialogue. Allen famously told one producer, "I don't need jazz musicians. I need actors who can play the music as written." The breaking point came during a table read when Goldblum repeatedly deviated from the script, adding his characteristic sounds and extended pauses. Allen reportedly stopped the session and said, "This isn't working. We need someone who understands that the words on the page are the performance." Goldblum never appeared in an Allen film, and industry insiders suggest Allen specifically avoided casting him in subsequent projects where he might have been a natural fit. The conflict represents Allen's fundamental belief that his dialogue is sacred and shouldn't be altered by actor interpretation. Number 6. Sean Penn.
There's one thing you could say about Katie, even when she was little. That girl was neat.
Sean Penn's method approach and intense preparation process clashed dramatically with Allen's preference for light, efficient productions. According to Variety's coverage of 1980s Hollywood politics, Penn was considered for multiple Allen projects but never cast due to what sources called creative incompatibility. Penn's reputation for deep character research and psychological preparation conflicted with Allen's straightforward approach to filmmaking. Where Penn wanted to explore the deeper motivations of neurotic characters, Allen simply wanted the lines delivered with proper timing. The most revealing incident occurred during a casting session for Hannah and her sisters. Penn reportedly spent 20 minutes discussing his character's backstory and psychological profile. Allen's response, according to witnesses, was, "It's a comedy. Just say the words funny." Sources close to Allen describe Penn as too serious for Allen's sensibilities. While Allen respects serious dramatic work, he found Penn's intensity exhausting and counterproductive to the light atmosphere he cultivates on set. One casting director who worked with both men explained, "Sean brings this heavy emotional weight to everything he does. Woody's films need actors who can find the humor in neurosis, not the tragedy. They're just fundamentally incompatible approaches." The Penn situation illustrates Allen's preference for actors who can balance intelligence with lightness, depth with accessibility. Penn's undeniable talent couldn't overcome the stylistic mismatch. Number 5. Madonna. Madonna's brief appearance in Alan's segment of New York Stories became legendary for all the wrong reasons. According to multiple entertainment industry sources, including Rolling Stone's coverage of the production, Madonna's behavior on set was so disruptive that Alan swore off working with major pop stars. The problems began immediately. Madonna arrived with an entourage, demanded script changes, and questioned Alan's direction in front of the crew. Her pop star mentality clashed with Alan's no-nonsense filmmaking approach. Sources from the production describe Madonna as impossible to direct and report that she treated the film set like a music video shoot, expecting constant attention and accommodation for her preferences. The breaking point came when Madonna reportedly demanded that Alan rewrite scenes to better showcase her performance. Alan's response, according to crew members, was swift and final. "This is my film, not your music video." Alan later told friends that working with Madonna taught him to avoid casting performers who were bigger than the material. He realized that certain celebrities bring so much baggage and expectation that they overwhelm the delicate balance of his films. The Madonna experience influenced Alan's subsequent casting choices, leading him to prefer established actors over pop culture phenomena. It was a lesson in the importance of ego management in collaborative art. Number 4. Robert De Niro.
I'm hearing things from security. They're all ex-cops. The sheriff's looking to bust your balls. They want to put you in a black book.
This one surprises people because De Niro seems perfect for Alan's neurotic character studies. But according to industry sources, their working styles proved completely incompatible during pre-production for what would have been a major 1990s collaboration. De Niro's legendary preparation process, the extensive research, character development, and method approach, conflicted with Alan's preference for intuitive, spontaneous performances. Where De Niro wanted months to develop his character, Alan expected actors to find the performance through the dialogue itself. Sources close to both actors describe a series of pre-production meetings that grew increasingly tense. De Niro would arrive with detailed character notes and backstory questions. Alan would respond with variations of, "Just read the lines naturally." The final straw came when De Niro requested script changes to accommodate his character interpretation. Alan, who rarely allows script modifications, reportedly told producers, "I need actors who trust the words, not actors who want to rewrite them." One industry insider described the situation. "Bobby approaches every role like he's preparing for Raging Bull. Woody needs actors who can find the truth in the moment, not actors who need 6 months to discover it." The De Niro conflict represents Alan's biggest challenge with serious dramatic actors. Their preparation process often conflicts with his intuitive, dialogue-driven approach to character development. Number 3. Barbra Streisand.
Love, soft as an easy chair.
Barbra Streisand's reputation as a perfectionist director and producer made her a natural candidate for Alan collaborations. But according to The Hollywood Reporter's coverage of 1980s film politics, their brief professional interaction became a cautionary tale about creative control. Streisand approached Alan about starring in one of his films, but she came with conditions. She wanted input on the script, approval of her costumes, and consultation on her character's development. For Alan, who maintains absolute creative control, these demands were unacceptable. Sources describe a lunch meeting between Alan and Streisand that quickly devolved into a discussion about artistic vision and creative authority. Streisand's approach to filmmaking, collaborative, detail-oriented, perfectionist, clashed with Alan's autocratic style. Alan reportedly told friends that Streisand wanted to co-direct the film and that her demands would have fundamentally changed his creative process. He realized that some actors bring so much creative baggage that collaboration becomes impossible. The most telling detail? Alan never seriously considered Streisand for subsequent projects, despite her obvious talent and star power. He learned that certain personalities, no matter how gifted, simply can't function within his creative framework. The Streisand situation taught Alan the importance of maintaining clear boundaries between director and performer, even when dealing with multi-talented artists who have their own creative vision. Number 2. Dustin Hoffman.
We hungry?
Yeah, Tuesday we have pancakes.
Pancakes? Well,
Yeah.
that sounds good. We'll get some pancakes.
Maple syrup.
Yeah, you bet your butt.
Bet your butt.
Dustin Hoffman's reputation as a perfectionist actor who demands multiple takes and extensive rehearsal time made him Alan's second most hated collaborator. According to sources from their brief professional interaction in the 1980s, Hoffman's working methods were completely incompatible with Allen's efficient production style. The conflict arose when Hoffman was cast in what would have been a major Allen film. Hoffman's preparation process involved extensive character research, multiple script readings, and detailed discussions about motivation and subtext. Allen, who prefers actors to find their performance through the natural rhythm of his dialogue, found Hoffman's approach exhausting and counterproductive. Sources report that Allen became increasingly frustrated with Hoffman's need for constant direction and reassurance. The breaking point came during rehearsals when Hoffman requested multiple takes of a simple dialogue scene, each time asking for different emotional directions. Allen reportedly stopped the session and said, "This is supposed to be fun, not therapy." Hoffman's perfectionism, while admirable in other contexts, created exactly the kind of heavy analytical atmosphere that Allen works to avoid. One crew member described the tension. Dustin wanted to dissect every line, every pause, every gesture. Woody just wanted to capture the natural flow of conversation. The Hoffman experience reinforced Allen's preference for actors who can deliver intelligent performances without overthinking the process. It was a lesson in the importance of matching working styles to creative vision. Number 1. Marlon Brando.
I didn't think you liked my stories, Blanche.
I like them when they're amusing, but not indecent.
I don't know any refined enough for your taste.
The number 1 spot belongs to Marlon Brando, whose brief involvement in an Allen project became legendary as one of Hollywood's most spectacular creative disasters. According to multiple sources, including biographies of both men, Brando's behavior was so unprofessional that Allen walked off his own set. The problems began immediately when Brando arrived unprepared, having not read the script thoroughly. His legendary habit of using cue cards and refusing to memorize lines clashed with Allen's dialogue-heavy style. But the real disaster was Brando's attitude. Sources describe him as dismissive of Allen's direction, contemptuous of the material, and openly hostile to the collaborative process. Brando reportedly called Allen's script intellectual masturbation in front of the entire crew. The final explosion came when Brando began improvising dialogue that completely changed the meaning of scenes. When Allen tried to redirect him, Brando reportedly said, "I don't take direction from neurotics." Allen's response was unprecedented. He shut down production and walked away from the project entirely. Sources close to Allen describe it as the only time in his career that he abandoned a film due to an actor's behavior. One industry insider who witnessed the disaster explained, "Marlon treated Woody like some film school kid instead of one of America's greatest directors. The disrespect was so blatant that Woody had no choice but to walk away." The Brando incident became a defining moment in Allen's career, teaching him the importance of actor compatibility and professional respect. It influenced his casting choices for decades and reinforced his belief that talent without professionalism is worthless. Woody Allen's 7 most hated actors reveal the hidden challenges of maintaining creative vision in an industry built on ego and compromise. Each conflict represents a different threat to Allen's carefully constructed creative process. Jeff Goldblum represents the improvisation problem, actors who can't resist improving perfectly crafted dialogue. Sean Penn embodies intensity overload, performers whose seriousness overwhelms the material. Madonna symbolizes the control battle, stars whose celebrity status conflicts with collaborative filmmaking. Robert De Niro illustrates the preparation clash, method actors whose process conflicts with intuitive performance. Barbra Streisand represents the creative control war, multi-talented artists who want to co-direct rather than simply perform. Dustin Hoffman embodies the perfectionist nightmare, actors whose need for multiple takes and constant direction disrupts efficient production. And Marlon Brando represents the ultimate disaster, legendary talent corrupted by unprofessional behavior and contempt for the collaborative process. Allen's experiences with these actors shaped his evolution as a filmmaker and his approach to casting. He learned that productivity requires more than just talent. It demands professionalism, respect for the material, and compatibility with his creative vision. The directors who maintain consistent output over decades aren't just visionaries. They're skilled managers of creative energy who understand that the wrong actor can destroy months of preparation and millions of dollars of investment. Woody Allen's 7 most challenging actors reveal the hidden cost of creative uncompromise in Hollywood. They show us that even the most successful directors must navigate the treacherous waters of ego, expectation, and artistic vision. Allen's films continue to attract the world's greatest actors because he offers them something rare: intelligent material and creative freedom within clear boundaries. But his blacklist serves as a reminder that talent without professionalism is a luxury no filmmaker can afford. In an industry where difficult behavior is often tolerated for box office success, Allen's willingness to walk away from major stars has created a unique creative environment where the work always comes first. We are committed to releasing 2 videos a week. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more film lore.